Hi, welcome to Corbin's Coasters and More. Today's episode is all about annoying policies at theme parks. This hits home for all of us. I am sure at some point we've heard some irksome policies. Every park has them. There are silly policies at every park, from no outside food and beverage or no cameras, even if it's a mounted camera that has literally no way of falling off. Metal detectors, but some of these are at least somewhat recognized globally, and you see it at every park. But I've made a list of the 7 that I've come across that annoy me the most. So here it is: 7 most annoying theme park policies. We'll go ahead and start off with the first one. These are in no ranked order. They're just in general the ones that annoy me the most. Make sure to leave a comment with whichever one of these annoys you the most. Also, if I've missed any, and I'm sure I have because I haven't been to every theme park, just let me know. Number 1, Hollywood Studios. You can bring your bag onto the ride, even on the roller coaster that goes upside down, even on Tower of Terror. This is a policy that most people probably actually like, and I like that I can do it and that you don't have to get a locker and stuff, but I just think about the safety issue of they let you do all this. They let amateurs film on the rides. They let you bring your bag and put it under your feet on rides that go upside down or have large drops, and it could honestly cause injury. So I think it's pretty crazy that it's allowed, and Disney is the only place I know of that's like that. And that's across all of the American Disney parks. Number 2, Six Flags over Texas. This one, if I was ranking them, would have to be the worst offender. They do not allow single riders on the front and back rows. And I was told it was because it throws off the balance of the ride. This was extremely maddening after I waited for the front row an extra length of time just to be told that, oh no, you're going to have to switch with someone in row 5. It's like, huh? Yeah. So they say it throws off the weight balance of the ride. But somehow at every other theme park in the entire world that I've ever been to, I've been to almost 40, that's not been a problem. So that one's kind of ridiculous. Six Flags over Texas, fix your stuff. Another Six Flags park is next at Six Flags Great Adventure. We got El Toro, which, unlike every other ride in their park or in any Six Flags park, nothing is allowed in your pocket. You must buy a locker. And they check, like they'll make you pull your pockets out. It's not even just metal stuff. They won't even let you through with a piece of paper if they catch you. So you have to get a locker, you have to spend the $1, or you have to hide your stuff like I do. However, the drink cup that you have from Six Flags is fine. So I understand the locker policies in places like Universal or at Cedar Point, where you put all your stuff in your locker and there's literally nowhere to go on the other side of the platform. You can't cross over the platform, put your stuff down, and come back. And I understand that because it expedites things. It makes the line move faster. It gets more people on the ride in a shorter amount of time. However, almost everyone has one of these drink cups at Six Flags, especially because they gave them to all membership holders for a while. I don't know if they still do. So everyone is still going to the other side of the platform and then coming back, which I think is ridiculous. However, I did come up with a trick for that. If you're not drinking anything and you're not bringing that much, just what would fit in your pockets, put your phone and your keys inside of the cup and bring the cup over. I got away with that. Number 4, Busch Gardens Tampa, and I have 2 from Busch Gardens Tampa. One of them, in the last couple years, they have no loose article bins. They have them covered up with tarp. And until the other day, they were saying it was due to COVID. And I was like, huh? I don't understand that really. How does that affect COVID in any way whatsoever? So I knew immediately that they were doing it because, again, they want you to buy the locker. They want to make that extra couple bucks. But it's so annoying because they literally tell you to put it back in your pocket. So now we're back to number one, where it's a safety issue, because now I have a phone in my pocket that if it flies out, it can hit somebody in their face. And they let you ride with it. Now, the even more annoying rule, this is number 5. This is a new policy. So on Shikra and Montu, I've always taken off my shoes when I wear flip-flops. And they allow that because they don't want your shoes to fly off. And I always stuff my stuff in my shoes. I put my keys and my phone in my shoes. Well, on Montu that was fine. But when I went last week, Shikra specifically no longer allows that, because they said it could get stolen. And I'm like, well, yeah, I guess it could, but I've risked it every other time. I said, I've done this every time I come. They said, well, it's a new policy. You can't do that. So you can put your shoes on the other side, but you can't put anything on your shoes. Which, again, is crazy, because why do they care? At the end of the day, they have signs up that say they're not responsible for lost or stolen property. And at the end of the day, I've done it hundreds of times and never had anything stolen. The last 2 points pertain to water. The first one I have never been to. It's on my bucket list of parks. However, at Lagoon in Utah, they apparently charge 25 cents for a cup of water. Leave a comment if I'm wrong, but I've heard that from multiple people, that the cups of water that are free at literally every theme park in the entire world that I've been to cost $0.25. Which, fine, that's not that much money, but still, what if a little kid needs water, or an adult? What if somebody didn't bring money because they didn't, they bought the ticket and that's all they were going to do was ride rides, and they're about to pass out because they need water? Now, I will say I bought these little, you can see it in the last video, I'll put a link to it. In my last video I showed you, I have this new silicone retractable cup that can fit in your pocket, and it's great for filling up at water fountains, and you can use it anywhere around the park for free without having to wait in line. It's actually a really good buy, and I got it for like $8 a piece. So that is my fix to that one, but still, 25 cents for a cup of water at a park, by the way, that charges $80 to get in for a pretty cheap regional park. I think that's pretty crazy. And my last point, number 7, at Six Flags, you can't get a large free cup of water, but you can get 15 small cups if you want. Now, if you have 15 people, that's great. But if you're just really thirsty because it's a really hot day in Texas or California or wherever you are, and you want a drink that lasts you through the hour-long line you're about to wait in, it would be nice to have a big cup instead of having to carry stuff like you're playing beer pong and looking ridiculous carrying 5 different cups of water, which I've done because I drink a lot of water when it's hot outside. Anyway, those are the ones I could think of that irked me the most. Not to be a whiner, but these just don't make sense to me. Like I said, there's a lot of policies that you find at a bunch of parks, and they make some sense in some way, whether it's them making more money or whether it's a safety issue. But these are pretty much things that other parks do fine, and this one park just can't get together, and I don't understand it. Especially Six Flags over Texas. That one, that's the worst. I may literally never go back to that park unless they build something spectacular just because of that policy. Thanks for watching Corbin's Coasters and More.